Hi everybody, it's Lovely and thank you for joining me for a very different video. So today we are going to do something completely different and we are going to look at the Cricut Autopress. Excuse me. So I'm going to do a full review walkthrough of the machine, like some information about the machine, do a walkthrough, do a few projects, and at the end I'm going to tell you in general like what do I think about the machine. So to get started, because I do want to turn on the machine and get it kind of heating up, just so we can kind of look at it as it's heating up. It does come, it is a heavy machine. However, once you get it where it is, it actually has a smaller footprint than I thought it would. I actually thought it would be bigger for some reason. It's more linked, so it goes kind of back. So it's like it fits well, kind of going back. At least it doesn't go wide, which I think, I mean, it may not be important in a lot of craft rooms, but for me, it's tucked in here into a nice snug place. And if it was wider, it wouldn't be able to do that. And to start it up, you will need to put the control pod into your laptop and actually activate it. And you all have to have an account with Cricut in Design Space to do that with. So make sure you do that, and then you'll plug this in the power cord in the back of the machine. And then on the right-hand side, in the back blue area, there is the on button and the lock and unlock button. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it. I'm actually going to turn it on. And I'm also going to unlock it so it's going to start heating up. So as you heard, it kind of powered on there and started heating up. So I'll make sure that I'm talking clearly and loudly. But so it just automatically starts heating up. So, and like you saw, it pops open. So it does come with a pad here. It's a non-slip pad, so it stays right where it is. That's really worked well. So the features that I like, well, so first of all, what is it for and who's it for? Cricut says about this, and I am reading my notes here on this one, but it says, and I just because I thought there were so many opinions about the machine, about the price of the machine, so I thought I would kind of like, what does really Cricut say that it's for? And it says, introducing the perfect professional heat press made for home use, merging commercial power with a sleek, home-friendly design. I think it does that perfectly well. I think there is, it is a very nice design. It goes with like there are other machines that really look nice in a craft room. I have mostly in like all kind of white and neutral craft room. And so it looks really nice in the craft room itself. It is small, sleek, and it doesn't look like an industrial. I mean, it just got this white top here. It doesn't look like an industrial machine, black, metal, blah, 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 all this other stuff. I like that for the aesthetic. My room's not the most beautiful in the world, but I like how it looks. I like that it looks friendly and nice and clean and not like I'm not in a warehouse somewhere packing orders and doing a lot of stuff. Nothing against that. And if that's the look you like, great. That just happens to be not be my look. Maybe one day it will. It has been before. So I do like the look of it. But it has how they call it commercial power with sleek home friendly design. Now I will say I've never had a heat press like this before. I've had easy presses, so I don't have anything to compare it with. But I do think when I've watched a ton of videos on it and other heat presses, and it does do very similar things. It can do a lot of stuff. Can it do everything? No, because it's size limitation. There are some limitations with this, but there's limitations with every machine. You have your pros and cons with every machine. So I do like the look. I like the size. It is heavy when you initially get out of the box. When you lift it up on the table, it is heavy. And I'm pretty strong when it comes to lifting, and I struggled with it. So it is really a two-person lift. But I do like another feature I like is that you can put it on the end and tuck it under a table. So that's really nice. The other thing it has is it's very easy to shut and shut. It really is two fingers, but I'm being over dramatic. And you could open it right up. I like that it's a wide opening here, so that's a very nice safety feature. Also, I am known for like doing multiple crafts and multiple sewing projects. I have something on this walk away and it's going to open for me. So some other features that I just really wanted to go into. First of all, let me just stop and pause and say this video is not sponsored. Cricut did not send me the machine. I bought it myself. However, even if they did send me the machine, as long as I'm not under a contract to lie, which I wouldn't have even signed that kind of contract, I would be honest with my review. But this I bought myself, not sponsored, anything like that. So I just wanted to talk the expense. It's heavy, but it's a good size. I love the safety features. And then the size, it looks. It's also like the safety features, like I said, it's auto pop open. It's also 13-minute shut off. So if you leave it for 13 minutes, it's gonna automatically shut off. And then it's also on the top, it's cool to the touch. So once it heats all the way up, like you're gonna feel some radiating warmth off of it, but actually cooling to the touch. So I was on, like I said, I was in the market for a machine. I knew I was going to get one. And so I did go with the Cricut. There were other options, obviously. There's stuff from Amazon. There's stuff from Heat Press Nation. They're really good machines. I'm not knocking any of those. I think they are really good machines. This is the one that I ended up going with. So I'm going to go through some projects. Open automatically. I'm going to go through some projects, and then at the end, I'm going to show you kind of walk through some of my final thoughts as I worked through the projects and kind of what I think about the machine after I worked with the projects. I have worked with a couple, but I'm going to work through a few series of projects. I'm going to do some a sublimation print that I got on Etsy. I'm going to do what is it called? Infusible ink on felt on a shirt. I'm going to do press some interfacing, some fabric interfacing. So as you know, I'm mostly a seamstress and a handbag maker, and so I want to be able to put fabric to press light interfacing on this for bags and different things like that. And I'm going to do a couple other things too. I might do like a coaster, things like that too. So I'm going to do a few things just to kind of get a feel for a few different types of materials. And then I'll come back at the end and talk to you about how I like it or not. I like it. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right. We are ready to do our first project. Let me go here. So, So, the first project is this. So, hearsay, Mega Pint, Brewing Company Happy Hour anytime. So, obviously, quote from Johnny Depp's trial if you haven't seen it. Anyway, so I'm going to go to the heat guide and put in the Autopress, infusible ink transfer sheet, and t-shirt because I'm going to do it on a t-shirt. And then I have the pressing mat, so I'm going to hit apply. It's telling me that I need to preheat for 15 seconds, and then I need 385. So I'll go up to 385 for 40 seconds. So let me make sure you're able to see that. For 40 seconds. So let that heat up for a minute. In the meantime, I did press like a guide here on the center of the shirt. Let me just check it. Either the label's right or my thing is off. So I think I'm going to go with the label. So I'll go over a little bit, probably about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to let that the collar hang off. So I'm going to go about 3 inches down, I think. I am not an expert at this, so I'm still learning myself. So for fabric or for t-shirts and stuff like that, so infusible ink. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So then I'm going to lint roll. I already did, but I'm going to just do it one more time. And then I'm going to preheat it, set for 15 seconds. Now I can preheat it with any temperature. So I'll go ahead and push that down just for 15 seconds. It's going to count down on this, but I'll reset it. So I'll let it go. So this preheating, from my understanding, it's warm. It's not going to burn you, but it's warm. always keep pushing down. I don't know why. All right, so that is preheated. Now I can't, one thing I do know is that I can't put this down until I'm like really ready for it to go down, because it will start, it'll start adhering as soon as I put it down. So one, I see like a little bit of infusible ink in there. Oh, maybe not. And then the other thing I want to do, hopefully you can see this, is I want to kind of find my center. I think my center is at R. And U. So that's where I'm going to put the center. Maybe down to 3 inches. Okay. So what that's going to tell me is I need to pull this shirt up some more so I can get more of it. I want more of the, there we go. Okay. He's at 385, so we're ready to go there. Oops, what happened here? Okay. R is where we said the center was, so I'm looking at that XL. It's about here. I'm going to make sure I move my, make sure that's down. Put your paper down and let it go for 45 seconds. Oops. And we'll see how it works. I love just, I don't know why I keep on like trying to push down for it to push up. Like, you know, there's certain things that you push down and it comes up. I just need to pull up. So I don't know why I keep doing it. But anyway. All right, so it's 22 seconds. Let's see the time over here. So it'll pop up automatically when it's done. All right, 10 seconds. I'm curious to see how this turns out. I'm making it for my husband. It's magic. Let me go. I need to check the heat guide. So slowly lift press, remove butcher paper, remove liner while warm. So remove it while it's warm. So, but I don't want to burn myself, so let me be careful. Oh, I think I'm gonna like it. Just got a little. Oh wow, that's so cool. I'll share the link in the so I made this. I put this together as far as in Cricut Design Space, so it's not like it's a design that I, you know, stole or purchased off anybody. So I'll put the link to this design, the Cricut design, in my description. There's a little bit of a mess up here. The E slid down, but honestly, for this shirt, I don't care. Can you guys see that? That looks so good. Oops. Can you see that? It looks so good. I love it. So that's on a gray shirt, black. Now, okay, this I think is more of like how I cut it. I like it. I think it looks really good. What do you think? Now, am I supposed to? I think they were done. Like, I don't need to do anything else. Put your paper so there's no double. Yep. That's cool. So that's for my husband. Cool. Anyway, love that. All right, and I will be back with the next project. All right, so I wanted to show you is the next test for the Cricut Autopress using iron-on. This is actually, it's actually the smart iron-on. It is the heat transfer vinyl. This is the holographic in blue. And so I'm going to do it on a Cricut shirt. And this is it. I've already cut it out. So I'm going to take it to the Autopress and we will see how this presses. All right, so here we are at the Autopress. So for this smart iron-on, or heat transfer vinyl, it is in the heat guide. I checked and it is 330 degrees at 20 seconds with a 5-second warm up before. So let me put the shirt over here and do a 5-second warm up. And this is to get any moisture out of the shirt and things like that. So pull it up. I'm trying to get it pretty straight. Test this. I'm gonna want it. I'm gonna take this color off the edge so that's not like an issue, which I don't think it will be. I mean, it's just a little off the edge. That way I can still see it as the center mark, but it's out of my way as far as the pressing. I think I need to fold this and kind of get a center point here. That will be good right about there. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the 5-second warm up to get the moisture out and things like that. And so it is counting down on the machine already, so it's already at 13 seconds. So that's really it. Just pull it up like that. All right, so let me just double check here. Put that there for a second. I want it kind of high because this is a V-neck. Right about there, I think. Right, maybe a little crooked, but that's okay. Kind of playful design anyway, so I don't think you'll see it. All right, stay down. And I did just do the lint roller just in case. I mean, you don't really have to do that for heat transfer vinyl, but I just like to make sure there's nothing under it. So there we go. I think we're good. So I'll go ahead and do that full press, 20 seconds. Okay, 2, 1, 0, and it auto comes up. Right, and it says to wait till it's cool to touch. So pretty hot now, so I'm gonna give it a few seconds to get cooler. Probably a little off center now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, it is. Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to tell when the things aren't like when the letters aren't really very lined up. So let me see. You're seeing it from your angle. It looks green. When you go up, it looks pink. So it's that holographic look. Let's give it another few seconds to cool down. Still pretty hot. I could take it off that mat and it'll probably cool down faster because that keeps that heat in. Give it another minute. I do like this, the fact that I
working right in here. I don't really feel like I have any risk of burning myself on the plate, so I like that it's such a wide opening. Again, this is my first heat press, so I don't have any experience with others, but I have seen, you know, a lot of videos where it's like they're kind of really dangerously working in here. So I like that it's so open in here. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's pretty cool now. So let's pull this off. Ooh, I love this holographic. I may have to do other things with this holographic vinyl. It's so pretty. So pretty. Yes, looks good. So I am going to turn it upside down and just do one like 5-second press. Go. Right. Yeah, it's really good. Let me tell you about my Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. Anyway, all right, that's it. Very nice. I'm like looking up at it closely. Looks pretty adhered. Nothing seems to be coming off. I'm sure, I mean, it's still warm, so especially when it gets cool, it looks really nice. I'm gonna have to use this color again. I love it. All right, there's that. All right, so I decided to do the felt over again. So I did this earlier, and this is like a soft felt. I just got this from Walmart, but what the idea was is it to be a car freshener, so you could put some essential oil on, and so you would just put a hole in there and then have it hang by your rearview mirror. However, this is very light, and so I was like, let's try a firmer felt. So I did get this firm felt from Amazon. I'll link it below. This is a pack of 15. This one's white. There's other colors out there, but of course with infusible ink, white would probably be the best. So what I did was I'm going to cut this out with the maker, and then I'm going to cut infusible ink that says, you know, a saying or something on it, and then infuse that to the piece and see how that works, since this is a firm felt. What I did is for my settings, I took the felt craft bonded, I believe it was, or wool bonded, that uses the deep point blade, so I could use the deep point blade, and then I also upped the pressure a bit, so I hope I didn't do it overboard, but I wanted to try that. So I reset that pressure. So let's see how it cuts, if it cuts. So yeah, let's see. And I will probably speed this section up, but just so maybe if you're interested to know how this firm felt, because I did look on YouTube to kind of see, you know, what a firm felt would cut on, and I couldn't find anything. Everybody on their videos keeps saying felt, 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 but they never say if it's firm, if it's a, you know, how firm a felt it is. I mean, there's from this very thin felt to the firm felt, so it's really hard to know what the settings are, so I'm going to make sure this is clear that I'm using this firm felt in the description below, and we'll see if the setting works. All right, let's see. It's a very basic cut, so it should be pretty quick, and I think it was going to do 2 passes. All right, pretty quick. So let's see. Yep, perfect. Oh, well, no, just a little bit, maybe just a tiny bit, but it's very easy to pull that off. So yeah, I think that setting was fine. I had a circle in here, but maybe I didn't flatten it. So no worries, because I can just put a circle in there. So that's the shape. And so I'm going to cut out the infusible ink, and then we'll come and press this with the Autopress. All right, so we're ready to cut the infusible ink. I'm just doing a scrap of the black, and so because it fits what I need. This may not, we'll see what it looks like. I have a word on, a couple words on here that may not be able to be very readable. I wonder if I should just take those off. Nah, I'll just leave it. But we'll see. What is just a test, so. Do this. All right, so here we go. I have the firm felt. I have my infusible ink, and I'm going to lint roll. I already did, so, but let's do it one time. Make sure. And I'm going to just do a couple seconds to heat that up. And so the heat guide, I just put it on canvas. It doesn't have like felt, but it said for canvas 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. Enough. So that's what we're gonna do. So it has, here's my thing. So I found with infusible ink, just be very careful when you put it down after you've preheated. You need to make sure it's where you want it before you put it down, or else it will start processing. Put it down. Have some picture paper. And let's, all right. Here it is, 60 seconds countdown, and I'll speed this up. Curious to see how this works. I think it will. I'm glad I got the firm felt instead of just using that flexible one. I mean, and just love seeing it actually automatically open, because I could be across the room doing whatever and it will open for me. All right, let's see if it worked. Just be careful because it's hot. So this actually holds in heat, so taking off there for a second just to cool. Ah, that's pretty good. A little spot there, probably could have I don't know, may have been lint roll, but it's actually also in the pattern. So this is God's Army, so I'll put a hole right here, and then you could put some essential oil or fragrance on it, and there is your air freshener, your car air freshener, or wherever you want to put it, quite honestly. So that's it. All right, so this, just as a comparison, this is the firm. So see, it's just very, and this is the regular felt that I got from Walmart. So this just is going to be able to be a better air freshener. All right, there you go. All right, our next test is an actual transfer that I got off of Etsy. I'll link the shop that I got this from. One thing I am worried about is I accidentally got some oil on it. So I don't know. There may be spots that don't transfer, but this is a test. Anyway, so I'm going to use a Cricut shirt, and the instructions that came with it is to do 400 degrees at 60 seconds. So let me do more lint roll. There we go. So let me just do 5 seconds or so to just heat it up and dry it out. I mean, we've tested quite a few things with this Cricut Autopress, and I am very impressed. I think I have one more test to do. All right, I didn't even need to do it that long. All right, so let me center this. Sorry, I'm going to be in the shot a little bit here. All right, 60 seconds. All right. Oops. Which paper's already flowing off because I have a fan on. All right, let's see if this worked. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's what transferred. I love it. See, I have a very big fear that sublimation printer is going to be in my future. I do see where this kind of, where the oil was that got on this actually did kind of get outside the outline, and so it is there. But honestly, I don't care. It's so pretty. Look at that. Man, I may have to buy a sublimation printer. That is so cute. Let me get it up close so you can kind of see the detail. And this is sublimation, so it's in the fibers of the shirt. Look how beautiful those colors are. Gosh, why am I thinking I'm gonna have to buy a sublimation printer now? All right, and I'll be back for the last test. All right, so my last test is to put some interfacing on fabric. I am a seamstress, I'm a bag maker, and so that was the other thing that I wanted to try, or that I wanted to try to use this for, is to put interfacing on the back of fabric. So I'm gonna just do a little test here. I don't really know what the temperature would be. This is obviously not something that you know, normally everybody would use, so I think I'm just going to keep it at 400 degrees, but I'm going to only, I think I'm going to press it for like 30 seconds, but I'll keep it at 400 degrees, test that out. So here we go. So I'm just pretending like this is a project of mine, a bag or something like that. Let me take it down to 30 seconds. Okay, I think this should work, so let's try it. All right, so let's see. This is, obviously it's only gonna adhere to half of this. So let's see, just lift it up here. Oh yeah, it's completely adhered where it was pressed. So yeah, it looks like it's got a good adherence. There's no bubbles. A lot of times in interfacing, you have bubbles in there, and I don't see any of that. Might have been a little hot. I'm seeing it bubble up just a little bit. So we probably could bring the temperature down a little bit, but it did a good, I mean, it's on there. So we can definitely use this for putting interfacing on fabric. So that was my last, let me just pull it hard and actually pull it off. Yeah, it's definitely adhered there. So yeah, like that. All right, that's a quick way to do, like, for projects like bags and different things we're sewing. So, all right, I'm gonna turn this off now. It does turn it off automatically at 13 minutes after no use for 13 minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. All right, so let's check out the projects. I think I talked a lot through the projects of why I did them, but I just want to kind of show you maybe some up close looks at some of the projects that I did. Here are the soft and the firm felt car fragrance items that I'm going to hang. I'm not going to hang this one, it's just too flimsy, but I am going to hang this one. So just kind of give you a close-up look of that. And it turned out really well. It's a little faded now, but quite honestly, that's gonna be that the fuzz, and it's actually not really, just see-through, so it looks like it, but actually when you put your hand behind it, it is actually a solid black. So it did really well. All right, the next item, one of the next items I used was a t-shirt, and I used a sublimation print that I purchased off of Etsy, and this turned out really nice. I used a Cricut shirt and a sublimation print that I used off Etsy. I love this. I love the color. It's so vibrant. I hope you can see that. It's focusing well, but it's really nice. Really good press. The only error was around, and I think I said it in the video, the print I had left laying down, there was a little mark that got on it and it pressed it how it was. So that's not the fault of the press. And then here is some holographic vinyl. I think this was smart vinyl from Cricut. Yeah, this was smart vinyl holographic. Again, really nice press, did really well. And then I also did this shirt, and I didn't record this one, but this is my hair length check t-shirts. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. If you're on a hair journey to grow your hair, you can make this shirt on the back of a shirt, and kind of just where you take your picture, you put your hair down, and you kind of can see where your hair is growing or not. So those are the items. I've made a couple other things. Oh, and then the other thing was I did fabric. I did actually I did in the shot. I did a test fabric of fabric that I had put interfacing on the back of, because I am a seamstress. That is kind of, and bag maker. That's really one of the big things I wanted to use it for. So I do have a bag that I cut out, and I did all the I did put all the interfacing on the back of all the items with the Cricut Autopress. It was so nice. I mean, it's so nice. It was such a smooth process. I would just put it on. Sometimes I could put several pieces on it at the time, depending on the size. Pressed it, no problem. There's not a, obviously there's not a setting for that. So I think I used, it's in the video. So I used that setting, no problems whatsoever. Yeah, so I would just press the item down. If it was wrinkled already, I'd press the fabric down, and then I would put the interfacing down and press the interfacing down as well. A couple things that I did realize was I don't know. I know there's at least one setting that was not. What I did is I wanted to know what the presses, the preset press settings were. And so when I looked at it, I realized like I think 2 or 3 of my settings were not the same as what this was on. I think one of them I accidentally changed, but I don't think I'm almost positive the other I didn't. So you may want to get the printout of what they're supposed to be and check yours just to make sure. I really don't, I really almost think that all 3 of them were different than what they were supposed to be sent with. So I don't know if that's kind of going to be fixed in any of the new updates. I don't know if Cricut knows about it or what, but like I said, I just went in through and corrected them. I will say, on the everyday iron-on, which was the red shirt with the markings on the back, I did up it to 5 seconds more. It just didn't press quite as much as I'd like. Like, it didn't look as on there as I wanted. So I upped it to 5 more degrees. And then, but that's what, I have also heard that infusible ink, I also did an infusible ink. Oh, that was the air freshener. So that I did feel like the infusible ink probably could have been up to maybe 5 degrees as well. But I think these are good starting points. You can preset them. All you have to do, it's really easy. Set the temperature and the time you want. Push it down on the preset that you want it to be for 3 seconds. It'll beep, let you know, and then you release it. And then next time you come back, it's set. But I really do think some of them might not be set. That might be the trouble that people are having. So anyways, you may want to check that if you do have it or if you're getting it. All right, overall, I love it. I think it's very versatile. I can use it for the sewing. I can use it for fabric, putting interfacing on fabric. If I just have like a piece that needs to be, I use it for even like putting together some of the handles and things like that. If I have big pieces that I just need to press, it's great for that. I like that it is, the white, it's sleeker, it's cleaner. I like that the auto open. I like that push can, while I have it on a counter now, I like that I can put it on this end, put it under a table and put it there if I'm not planning on using it for a while. So I do like that. I love the auto open because I am one to go do something else while I'm doing that. And I don't feel like I have to like babysit it, which I just don't like doing. So yeah, I like that. One other tip, when I was reading a bunch of materials, it asked about pressure. If the pressure was not strong enough, how can you manually set the pressure? And everybody's been saying you cannot, but you actually can manually do the pressure. So instead of actually pushing it down and then pushing on the handle, don't push on the handle. Just push on the white part on top of the machine, push it down, and then you would put pressure on it like you normally would your easy press, whether it's, light, medium, or firm. You would just push out down manually. I don't think that you're gonna have to do that very often, but there may be some things. Oh, there was one thing that I did that I wanted a little bit more firmer pressure, and that was this. So I used a material, I can link it below, to put these glitter, rhinestones into this material. And so I can put it on the cup. Obviously I didn't press the cup, I just pressed the material that I would later put on the cup. And a couple of them were just not as sticky as I would want. And so I was like, So I did it the amount of time and the temperature that the manufacturer of this material suggested, but then I just manually pushed it down versus doing it with the auto. So hopefully that's a really good tip that I haven't seen anybody say that, and I haven't seen anywhere. I was reading through the material and I saw that and I'm like, a genius. Okay, you can do it manually. It's just, don't push that down on the handle where it locks it. Just push down on the top, obviously the top of the machine, the white part, and push it down to either a light, medium, or heavy pressure. The other thing I wanted to mention is there is an HTV Ront press out right now that came out that's much cheaper. It's white, it's sleek. I think there's actually have a teal version too. And I thought about getting that one, and I was like, well, should I get that one? I already had this one. I didn't know that one was coming out. And I started thinking about, well, should I get that one? I could sell this one. I could, so I started going down that. It's much cheaper. I think it's going to be like $150, $160, like super cheap. But I thought about it, and the reason that I'm not going to get it, I don't think, at least not right now, is that the Cricut one, yes, while it's out, it takes up the space, that's fine. But there's really no way to actually put HTV Ront one away if I need to. Like if I'm not going to be doing anything with this for a while and I want to clean up my sewing room, it's like the size of a printer, and I don't even have a printer in my craft room. I have it somewhere else in my house because I hate that it takes up that footprint that I can use for some other stuff. So, and I like the Cricut one because yes, it says it's going to take up the room it takes up while it's out and being actively used. But say I'm not going to do anything like that for a month or 2 months, I can slide it under a table on its side and it's not going to take up any room. I could slide the HTV Ront one under a table, but it's still going to be a larger footprint, if you know what I mean. So that's, right now I'm not going to get it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So that one's, but it looks really nice. I like a lot of features that one has. So right now I'm not going to get it, but you never know. So anyway, I hope me taking you through the Cricut Autopress, what I did with it, some of the projects, some of the thoughts around it, some of the tips, I hope were helpful for you. Again, I am not paid by Cricut. They didn't send me this for free. I purchased it with my own money. So definitely an unbiased review, my thoughts on it. I definitely say, does everybody need this machine? Absolutely not. It is pricey, but I do like it. I enjoyed it. And quite honestly, now that it's spent and it's in my room, I'm using it. I'm finding like things that I would have probably been like, oh, you know, I have to get my easy press out, things like that. I'm finding like, oh, I could just turn this on, walk away, let it heat up, come back, press it right quick, done. So it is nice to have an actual heat press out on the table that I can just literally like press anything. So I definitely feel like I'm going to be pressing and doing more kind of heat pressing type of activities now that I have it. So to me, totally worth it. Not worth it for everybody. So I hope this is helpful. Like I said, unbiased review of it. And if you have any questions, you can comment below, and I'll also put any kind of links below of like where I found things on Amazon. Like most of the stuff that I found was like on Amazon or things like that. I'll put those links below. And from that, I will say have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.